If the quality on this is not up to standards, apologies. There was a torrential downpour pretty much here in North Carolina. So I decided to opt for my new camera phone as opposed to my normal video camera. So we'll see how this works out. So this is my gym. I say gym in air quotes. It's kind of an old woodshed. Building's probably about 50 years old. It was on my property when I bought the house. It's not too far off the actual house. And I've used it for several years as general storage. Off again, on again gym. So right now it's a gym. So I'm going to sort of walk you through what I have here, where I got it, about how much you would expect to pay for something similar, and, you know, just the general. So it's a really quick, high-level overview. What we have here are my free weights, the most of them anyway. I have Hex dumbbells from 10 pounds all the way to 60 pounds. I've been collecting those over the years. I also have a set of 80 pounds and a 100-pound dumbbell. My goal is eventually to get all the way up to 10 through 100 pounds, the higher weights normally for things like shrugs and bench press. I can't really curl more than a 60-pound dumbbell, at least not now, not yet. Maybe eventually. I also have a couple of medicine balls here. I've had those for quite a while. I got those like at Ross or something. The dumbbells, I used to be able to get those really cheaply back before the economy tanked and the cost of gas went up. It used to be about 50 cents a pound. Now they're back to about $1 a pound, which is why I only have an incomplete set. But, you know, they are what they are. These black things here are the Bulgarian weighted bags that I ended up making a couple weeks ago. They're pretty cool. They're cheap to make, and for what they are, they work pretty great. So this room also acts as my workshop. Right here, have a miter saw and a little PC that's actually just a Raspberry Pi. I can check email and stuff with it. I'm actually going to upgrade that shortly to a full Windows PC for things like YouTube and stuff. I'm actually bringing Roku in here, and that's going to be my primary television, replacing this TV here, which is basically actually the same model TV that I had growing up as a kid. It's a little Mitsubishi and MGA TV, 19-inch. Had that as a kid, and it was phenomenal. Still works great today. Not the same one. I got it at Goodwill for $5. This is a heavy bag and stand. I actually got those retail years ago, so I would expect to pay about $200 for the whole set. So this is a Gold's Gym plate machine that has plates on it. And I actually paid about $75 for this at a thrift store. Pretty good find on that. It works great. Has bench press, leg press, lat pull. Works really well. And there's a lot of tension on it. This right here is a Bowflex that I bought about 10 years ago. I paid $500 for that on Craigslist. You can probably find a better deal on one of those now at this point, but again, that was something that I bought like 10 years ago. So this is the weight bench that I built a few months ago. I spent about 70 bucks on parts and everything to build it. It's mostly 2x4s and a couple of long boards. I upholstered it myself. So again, it was about 70 bucks. I built it super sturdy. The original spec on this, it would hold about a ton. I have far and away upped that. I've added way more 2x4s than it originally called for, so I would expect this would hold quite a bit. Way more than me in any weights that I could ever manage to put on it. Really pleased with this. You could probably build it yourself for about, like I said, about 50 bucks. So to the right of my lawnmower here, this is, of course, a Nordic Track exercise bike. This one was actually given to me from a friend. You could probably get that fairly cheap on Craigslist. This, of course, is a curl bar with, that's what, 95 pounds of weight on it. Probably need to add a few more pounds to it, but for a start to warm up. 95 pounds isn't bad. And wrapping up things, here I have, this is a speed bag. I got this at Dick's several years ago for about 50 bucks. You probably could swing one of those cheaper on Craigslist. But that's actually what I paid for at retail. So in general, if you just want to take a look, there's my Chuck Norris poster. Again, this is my workshop. It's really, it's utility. There's me in that 90s, that very 90s clock there. But yeah, pretty much it's my workshop, but I also use it as a gym. This is, other than my office, this is my favorite place, pretty much. I mean, this thing is old. I mean, the floor on it's concrete. It's all beat up. But I have spent quite a bit of time here in my last 7, 8 years in this house. Thanks for checking it out. Watch episodes, I guess actually listen to episodes of Get the Skinny at gettheskinny.org.